Okay, so we'll get started. Has everybody seen the minutes from the last meeting?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, can you guys see them? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, sorry, did someone say they
What
can't?
should be on the, excuse me, what should be on the screen right now? I'm just seeing the dial in now
Oh,
screen.
it should be the council minutes from the last time. Does anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
This is Perry. I will move to approve the minutes.
Does anyone want a second?
This is Linda, I'll second.
All right, thank you, Linda. Okay, so we can go on to committee reports. Brent, do you have a systems update? Brent, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted that whole time
That's
as
okay.
I was talking to myself. Um, yeah, I was just saying that I put a link into the chat room so that everyone can see. Um, I've updated uh, the page so that it reflects the financial report so that everyone can see it as well. I know Perry just sent that out as well. Um, and if you could kind of, I guess, go to that page for me, Aaron, or hand over the presenter role, I can just kind of quickly walk through um, the systems update.
Well, I can't figure. Now I need to figure out how to go back. Hold on, I think I can make you the presenter. Bear with me. Okay, I just made you the presenter.
All right, I'm coming up. All right, and can everyone see my screen? Just moving. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see it.
All right, so I pop this up. This is also a link to this presentation. I mean, I'm just going to go through it now, but if you want to revisit it, the links are clickable as well, and this is on that available in that link that is in the chat window. Okay, so this is the status report, which is kind of a just modified version of what I gave at the UC SLD in service not too long ago. So we've had a server upgrade, which was happening the day after the UC SLD in service, which went well. There were a few little hiccups, but I think those have for the most part been resolved. And I'm excited about that because it's going to let me try some of these performance enhancements that have already been looking pretty promising, and I'm excited for that. We're looking at an Evergreen upgrade. I put December 4th as a tentative date, but the .1 release here hasn't been released yet, so we're kind of just in a holding pattern till that comes out. There were some OPAC revisions that I'll talk about, and the Harney schools are in Sage, and unless someone wants to pipe in, I'm pretty sure all the items are also holdable from those schools, so they're sharing resources as well, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm just chiming in. This is the ESD isn't on yet, but Slater Elementary and Hines Middle School are.
Okay, yeah, so we're waiting on ESD. And so this is kind of just after the fact, but for the sagelib.org website, there's a bestseller list that updates weekly that has links from the bestseller list to our holdings in the catalog so that patrons can go directly from reading the little snippet about the best-selling title and how many weeks it's been on the bestseller list to putting it on hold. So it's a kind of a one-click process to get there. And if you want to see more information with screenshots about that, that's at that link that's at the bottom there. That was in the systems update on the 10th. I've also put in a kind of library slider page. I wanted to highlight what all the libraries in Sage are, since there are so many. I was just out in Joseph this weekend, and I took some pictures of the Umatilla Public Library and a few others that I'm going to be putting up. But if you have any pictures of your library, kind of an exterior-facing shot, send them to me, and I can put them in the sliders so that when your library comes up, someone can click on it and be directed to your member page. Kind of another visual element to highlight all the people we have in Sage. Just kind of quickly, I think uptime's increased pretty well for the system. Quick reports are there. The chat room is something that I'm available every Wednesday. Excuse me, every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday from 2 to 3, which is just sagelib.org/chat. It's worked out pretty well, and I've had a few people in there, and it's been stable. No problems with it crashing. Volume holds are now gone. There's an option, it's kind of been existing, but I've been poking at it with a few libraries of kind of pre-registering for library cards. So they would fill out a form online and then come into the library to complete it and get their card, kind of to hopefully streamline that process. And there's been now it's more than this, but over 270 helped us tickets closed, which is good. So definitely more than there are open, for sure. Just kind of some performance enhancements. It mainly has to do with page rendering speed, so how quickly things come up for users. So that's kind of really boring to look at, but the green means good, and that is what the changes would bring about and have brought about so far in my testing. So speed here is better than slower. And some of those OPAC design changes with the upgrade, kind of, you can look at the test server for this, but an increase in font size, flattening out the catalog to kind of align with what users are kind of used to at maybe larger library systems such as Deschutes or Multnomah, and also just kind of keeping up so that the library site isn't a big shift for them. I've really worked on increasing what the mobile experience looks like on the catalog, making sure we don't have button overload, which I'm kind of feeling like right now. And then just, yeah, letting patrons know that, hey, we can move with the times and we're not going to be stuck in this, this other holding pattern. And you can look at both those, and please, I would welcome comments, concerns, questions of all types. Yeah, it's nothing, I'm not going to gut anything. We're not gutting anything. It's more just building on what we have and making it more accessible. And don't look at my emails for cheap airfare. So that's kind of just a visual look of what it would be. Kind of there on the main page, what it would look like on a record view. Main addition of kind of a call to action box here, since placing holds is generally the most important part of a record page. And kind of search results, you can kind of see the action box on the bottom there as well to highlight what you can do with that record. Just, yeah, pumping up the size as well. Don't know if anyone has any feelings on underlining these links. I'm kind of pro that, or I'm for that, but it also looks nicer without them. So for accessibility reasons, we probably want to underline them though. You can kind of see the mobile change. It's much of the same, but just bigger, more apparent to the user. The placehold button, I was just playing around with it, but it's big and it will fill the page for the most part on screen sizes down to those of roughly an iPhone 4. The holds training is done. The local admin training is pretty much done. I'm just kind of setting up a date for that, and then just kind of building awareness of existing resources we have. So again, and you can download this PDF, but there's the link to the holds training slides, which are kind of finished, and I'm just going to kind of package those up and make the presentation a little nicer before kind of sending it out, but it's more or less done. And same thing with the local admin training. Things that I kind of have been going through with various sites, but I feel would be good to just kind of collect into one area. You know, for example, oh, how do I do those offline transactions, or how do I set up a self-check station? Things that could be pretty easily done, I believe, by a lot of library administrators if they just had a kind of centralized place for that. And then, yeah, the last thing is really just, if you're not a part of these listservs, please be on them. It's kind of the main vein, if you will, for kind of updates and problems as well as awareness, the listserv here. Every Saturday, for the most part, I'll post an update about what's going on with the system. There's where you would put tickets and the general help page right there. And Beth and my email, which you probably already have right now. And then the last thing, just real quickly, is I just had a question. Oh, and there's more information about how to get access if you don't. For the most part, if you just email Beth or myself, we can get you set up with access to all these sites if you don't have it already. And then questions for you guys. I was just kind of curious while I was doing these design changes. Are there any reasons that we have the summary information, so like fields from the 520, displayed in 3 different places on the record? So it's below the copy hold counts and in the content description section, and also in that drop-down summaries and more tab. So I was just curious. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is Beth, Brent. And I think that's just because we need to make some more customization to our OPAC pages.
Okay.
I moved up the 520 because folks were wanting to see it higher, but then we didn't customize to remove it from the other sections.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that. I just didn't know if that was...
So we just need to work on some more customization, and then we can avoid the repetition.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, thanks, guys. Hope that wasn't too long. And I'll give the screen back to you now, Erin.
Thank you, Brent.
In a moment here, if I can find you. Your Sage library system, right? Oh, there you go. Okay.
Is there an
Do you
update?
have it now?
Can everyone see my screen back to the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Is there anyone from the cataloging committee that wants to do an update?
Hi, Erin. This is Dia.
Hi, Dia.
I am the new chair as of the last cataloging committee meeting on the 3rd of October. So I can give an update this morning. We talked in that meeting a little bit about series statements, began a discussion on the Cat 1 training requirements, and we decided that the cataloging committee will continue to meet every other month. And in the filling in the gap, the cataloging mentors are going to begin to meet every month to basically start initiating the discussions and proposing things for further discussion at the cataloging committee meeting. We're hoping it'll make it more effective and efficient, and also we can draw everyone's focus to areas that we need to work on. So the mentors have met once since that meeting, and we did some further discussion on Cat 1 training requirements, which we still have more to work on, and also on the standards manual, specifically the book format, and a couple of other topics. I've sent a couple of emails to the Sage Cat list in the last few days about a couple of these items that we have discussed. So that's kind of the report.
All right, thank you, Dia. How about the circulation committee? Anyone?
All right, well, it's me again. This is Brent,
Thanks, Brent.
Chair of the Circulation Committee. So our next meeting will be on the 22nd, excuse me, which I realize is in Thanksgiving holiday for a lot of people, but it will be a blast if everyone comes. I know you will have a good time. Kind of some things we've been talking about. I know I was talking specifically with Baker about kind of how holds are working in a system environment. There are a few ways we can kind of modify how it currently works. So we were looking at that. And also just kind of pressing it to right now, wanting to make sure that libraries, if they are going to be closed during any of the Thanksgiving breaks, that they have closed dates set up in Evergreen. And if you have any questions about how to use the closed dates editor, please contact me after the meeting, or just send me a quick email, and I can walk you through that or get it set up for you if you have just the dates. And getting that closed date will make sure that holds are not processed on that day, as well as fines, but they have to be entered in correctly. And then, yeah, we're now kind of just basically talking about a little more transparency about how holds are working within Evergreen. It's definitely one of the most complicated parts, short of billing, of Evergreen. And yeah, that's kind of just been on the agenda and what we've been talking about. So I welcome anyone to come to the next meeting, which will be on the 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific. And I'll definitely let the list know about that, as well as have a in the system update on Saturday.
All right, thank you. Courier committee. Beth, did I see something from you that there was a policy or something that needed to be discussed?
Yeah, I did send out to the listserv the draft of the courier procedures that has the courier committee has been worked on. We've looked at it a lot, made some more changes at our last meeting, but we would also like to get feedback from others before we formalize it. Make sure that we haven't missed anything. So if folks could share feedback with myself or Dan, who's the chair of the courier committee, we can discuss that at our next meeting.
Okay, sounds good. I assume there isn't anything from the governance committee?
Not yet. Perry volunteered at our last council meeting to chair the governance committee, but we have not met. The strategic planning committee did meet, though. We had a good meeting and plan to have another one on the 22nd. So we're making some progress on the strategic planning committee.
Okay, sounds good. So
I guess that would tie into old business.
yeah,
Sorry, I jumped
that's
ahead.
okay.
Before we move on, can I? This is Perry. Just mention that as Brent said, the financial report is posted on the website now.
Here, I can pull it up right now if you want it, guys want to see it.
Just of note from our bookkeeper, dues have been coming in at a good rate. We've got 71% received so far, and she had some more checks to deposit. And that was the main thing that she noted. We've gotten most of the LSTA grant. I think that comes to all at once, so 45,000. And we budgeted 50,000 there.
Okay. So we can move on to old business. Beth, did you have anything more for the strategic plan?
No, other than to say in our first meeting, we actually went over SAGE's former strategic plan, the one that was developed when we were transitioning into a different fiscal structure. So we were looking at the aims and seeing where we felt how we measured up and what was still needing to be developed more and what were ongoing goals. So yeah, I felt like we made some good strides and look forward to keeping that momentum going.
All right. I had lost in transit policy still on old business. I'm not sure if that needed to be on this agenda or not. So we can move on if that doesn't need to be covered.
I'm thinking that it's still being worked on by the circulation committee. Is that correct, Brent?
Yeah, it's fallen by the wayside, but I'm working on kind of clearing that up. What is going to be happening to items when they are lost in transit? I've kind of been working on like a form that I was talking with someone at Pendleton, as well as making sure that that's a little more clear. But basically what to do when an item's lost in transit, who's responsible, who's paying. I think for the most part, the core bits of what is currently up are more or less still valid. We just have to update them for clarity's sake.
Yeah, that was my interpretation as well. We just needed to fine tune and make things more specific so things weren't so open-ended.
Okay. So we can move on to new business. So we have two people that are going to hopefully be new to the council. Mark Rose, who will be replacing Marie Baldo in Hermiston, and Robin Jeffrey in Klamath Community College. I see Mark.
That's right.
I see Mark. Is Robin here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I just wanted, does anyone want to make a motion to add the two of them to the council?
This is Perry. I'm happy to make. No, wait.
Oh.
And made a motion. Delia seconded. Never mind.
Okay, great. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. Well, welcome, Mark and Robin. Thank you guys very much for stepping in and filling in for your predecessors. We appreciate it. And so that's really all I have. Does anyone have anything for the next meeting that they'd like us to talk about? I guess I'll take everybody's silence as a no. If you guys can think of anything, please feel free to send me an email and I can put it on the agenda for next time. I think our next meeting will be, let me look at my calendar. January 12th. I think, will be the next meeting. So I'll send out a reminder and everything around that time. So thank you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and Aaron?
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.